This has been a catastrophic Christmas Eve for Donald Trump. His dark past is surfacing. People are uncovering that there may be millions of more Epstein files out there that are being concealed after the MeidasTouch Network's expose that we did. Donald Trump's approval is absolutely tanking. Let's go through this catastrophic Christmas Eve for Donald Trump and his collapsing regime. As a reminder, make sure you hit subscribe right now. As you know, the Trump DOJ is attacking the MeidasTouch Network. We're under assault by them and by state regime media known as Fox. Make sure you're subscribed to this YouTube channel. You may think you're subscribed, but you may not actually be subscribed. So double check and go to MeidasPlus.com while you're at it as well. That's our Substack, and you can gift presents to people before Christmas. Take a look at some of the latest national polling. Trump's approval at 38%. Net negative 18, disapproval at 56%. If you ask voters, what's the most important thing to you going into the midterms right now? Basically, people want to vote for someone who will be a check and a balance on Donald Trump's authoritarianism. And just think about the horrific messages, the cruel and unusual messages that are being sent by this regime on Christmas Eve. You have the official White House account posting memes like this: self-deport before Christmas and avoid the nightmare before Christmas. You also have the Trump White House communications director now taking over the Department of Justice social media accounts and calling journalists dopes for asking, why would you be putting in fake and fabricated documents into the Epstein files if you're claiming the letter from Epstein to Nasser is not real? Why would you prioritize the production of that then instead of all the FBI interviews, instead of the survivor statements, instead of the draft indictments? Why would you be producing fabricated documents? And where is the handwriting analysis that was put out by the FBI for a screening back in 2020? Where's that? Oh, you just in 2 hours are going to make a social media post and call people dopes instead of actually give people information? It's why this regime has zero credibility. So a reporter, Jamie Dupree, says, okay, why would you publicly release something that's fake? Would love to hear your answer, please. To which the Department of Justice, the DOJ account, which was once viewed as a place of providing, authentic and accurate and sober info, goes, because the law requires us to release all documents relating to Jeffrey Epstein in our possession. So that's what we are doing, you dope. Are you suggesting we break the law? Right? And then you had Republican Congress member Thomas Massie respond, you're calling people a dope on Christmas Eve? And you violated the Epstein Transparency Act. So what the heck are you even doing here? Marjorie Taylor Greene was posting similar messages as well, that the DOJ and the Trump regime is involved in a horrific cover-up before our eyes. Also, Marjorie Taylor Greene is posting the following. So when people were saying, the GDP looked like it was up this last quarter, what's going on there? Well, if you also look at the surge in personal consumption, it's all health insurance costs, as health insurance is skyrocketing and bankrupting people. And it's why so many people are going into debt right now in other aspects of their life. Marjorie Taylor Greene goes, I've warned for months now of the financial crisis for Americans regarding healthcare. And here it is on one chart. Republican failure to fix this is going to cost them big in the midterms. Republicans can't blame Democrats when they do nothing to fix it. And the American people suffer from the failure of both sides of the aisles. It's gross. And ultimately, it's the Republicans who are controlling government. And it was Donald Trump's promise that he alone would fix it. Within 24 hours, he would fix anything, right? 24 hours, the war in Ukraine would be over. How has that gone, Donald? In 24 hours, things would become more affordable. How has that gone, Donald? Things are less affordable. In fact, when you think about Donald Trump saying he would end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours, I did a report on it this morning. A French general, a top military officer in France says that the United States must be deemed a strategic adversary against France and Europe. The United States has removed sanctions against top Russian officials and top Russian companies. Heck, the U.S. was meeting with Kirill Dmitriev and Yuri Yushakov in Miami this past weekend. On the other hand, the Trump regime and its Secretary of State has just sanctioned key European officials who have been fighters against discrimination, the former head of the European Union Commission, and others, because they support Europe's sovereignty and its digital prohibitions against disinformation and consumer fraud. So you have Europe saying, you know what, the U.S. is actually an adversary right now. While all of this is taking place, what else is the Trump regime doing? Just saying horrific stuff during these interviews. You had Peter Navarro, right? Peter Navarro was recently in prison for his role regarding the January 6th insurrection. He's now a top advisor in the Trump regime. Just listen to his own words right here about what he's saying. He goes, with all the white-collar jobs going away pretty damn quick, we need to give tariffs a chance to help the blue-collar jobs because all the white-collar jobs are about to be lost due to AI. You know, also AI and these data centers are going to harm manufacturing jobs as well. Under former President Biden, we were in a manufacturing boom, just objectively, 16 million jobs created. Now, under the Trump regime, 1 million plus jobs have been lost. Unemployment is at 4.6%, an increase in 54% of job loss. And here they are just saying AI is going to be great for the blue-collar worker, but will eliminate the white-collar jobs. This is what he's saying here. Play this clip.
And in an age of AI, where all the white-collar jobs are going away pretty damn quick, I think maybe it's a good time for people to think about having good blue-collar jobs. I mean, that used to be how America prospered. The middle class, the blue-collar middle class, because they had good wages at the time, back in the days when Detroit was king. Yep. That was a beautiful age. It can come back again in a new package with all this good technology and productivity. So
we're going to know a lot, Peter, and by the end of next year, and it's coming, we're going to know a lot about how this. It wouldn't be the first time that the consensus or the the conventional wisdom.
Give tariffs a chance because they're working.
All right. Thank you, Peter.
And then you have Howard Lutnick, who I basically call the sham wow guy at this point. And Howard Lutnick's out there earlier saying, you know what's really going to be great? The data centers, he goes. That's how he talks. That's my Lutnick impression. The data centers. It's going to be fantastic. The data centers. You know, we make the companies, they pay for the grid. It's why your electricity prices are going down right now. No, that's my Lutnick impression. No one's electricity prices are going down right now. Electricity prices are up like 15%. So look, it may be a good thing that gas prices are down. It's always a good thing. 10 cents, 8 cents, depending on where you live, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. Electricity prices are up 15%. Healthcare costs are up 100%, 200%, right? But Lutnick is saying the data centers, right? Data centers being built in communities has been a galvanizing bipartisan force by the people to stop these horrible data centers that are killing the environment, harming jobs, harming communities. And Lutnick's like, these are great. This is going to be amazing for you. Here, play this clip right here.
Okay, the way President Trump is thinking about it is if you're building a data center, you're going to give GIVE power to the grid and drive the energy costs of everybody around that data center lower. Donald Trump is going to bring lower energy prices everywhere that a big company, one of these big tech companies, builds a big data center. They're going to lower the price of energy in the entire area around it. That's what makes us all one team. Win the AI race, but drive down electricity costs in the area around those data centers so the people who live near those data centers are winners. Just
Washington Post actually did a good story this morning as again, as ICE and Border Patrol are posting those horrific memes on Christmas, ICE documents reveal the following, that its acting director Todd Lyon said the following: "We need to get better at treating this like a business, like Amazon Prime, but with human beings. We need to put them into more warehouses." ICE documents reveal plan to hold 80,000 immigrants in warehouses and to treat human beings like products being sent by Amazon Prime. I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm reading you the words of what the Trump regime officials are saying. And on Christmas Eve, I go back to this theme. And I know it's a theme that's resonated with so many of you because you don't hear language like this on corporate news, but I know this is how you think of things. It's how I think of things. Good versus evil. And we need to frame things. Truth versus falsehoods, right? This Trump regime, starting at the top with Trump and at all levels, they are evil people. They are bad human beings. Their goal is to inflict harm on others. They derive a bizarre satisfaction seeing pain in others, perhaps because it helps them with the pain they feel on their existence, or for whatever reason. But there's evil in the world. And these Trump people are evil. They cover up child sex trafficking in front of our eyes. They cover it up. And then they say that the perpetrators are the real victims, right? Evil people. And I'm not suggesting that on the other side everybody is good, but I am suggesting that we all need to direct a moral compass and speak with moral clarity and do our best. I think this is an important Christmas Eve message, to uplift others, not beat down on marginalized communities, to respect fellow humans, to leave the world a better place based on our short existence on this planet, to be helpful, not hurtful, and to always work hard to create positivity in this world in all aspects and support democracy, of course. I'll leave you with that message. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million. Thank you so much.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.